our meditation, and welcome. I'm glad that you could join me today. I don't know about you, but today's been a pretty much nonstop day, and I'm looking forward to this little respite. Today, we are again in the week of Yesod, which we're exploring the idea of how we bond with others, bonding as the foundation of life, really. And today, it is Hod Yesod. I love how Netzach and Hod are back to back, because Netzach is kind of what pushes you to do stuff, and Hod is kind of the thing that humility that we talked about last week. And so let's talk a little bit before we enter into our meditation on thoughts on this idea of humility within bonding. I guess in every relationship, if we feel we're better than the person that we're with, how can we possibly bond with them? In all of our bonding, there needs to be humility, because if we are arrogant in our relationships, then it seems like it defeats the purpose. Bonding with someone is being on an even keel with them. It is being on an even level with them. It's bonding with another human being so that it's mutually beneficial. Not that if you feel as if, oh, well, I'm always giving, or you feel as if I have nothing to give. Both of those things, both of those things don't really work either. So when we look at our relationships and our bonded relationships, or our relationships that we wish were a part of the bonding that we have in our lives, perhaps we need to bring the humility that says, we're both people. We both have our strengths. We both have our weaknesses. And the fact is, between most friends or partners in any way, those strengths and weaknesses are not the same in any two people. So how one can feel arrogant over another person is interesting, because then you're just saying, I value the things I do well over the things that you do well. Instead of, wow, I do these things well, but you fill that void in the places where I don't. And so we do gain from the bonding in any relationship that we're in. So humility within bonding is that idea that we're both human, we're on equal terms, and only when we realize that can we truly bond with somebody. Bonding that doesn't happen through equality. I think you can bond to a certain extent, but even a parent and a child that are bonding together, they're both giving each other something. They both have something that the other doesn't. Or shall I say, they are lacking something that is filled or fulfilled by that other. And maybe that's that complementary relationship that makes things bond, right? Those places between, these are your strengths. These are the places where you're missing it. Another person comes and they fill in those blank spaces. Perhaps that's what makes a relationship between two people, is how they fill in for each other. So I hope that gives us some things to think about for today. Humility within bonding. So let's get into our ready position. You know, I only heard from one person about leading the meditation more than just being silent. And the one person I heard from liked it and said it would be great once a week. So I think I'm going to do it twice a week. I think we'll go Mondays and Wednesdays where it'll be a little more led, and we'll do Tuesdays and Thursdays more like we've been doing it. Today is Tuesday, and I'm not going to forget this week. At the end, our last 5 minutes, when we do the meta section of asking ourselves to feel a certain thing, today is May I feel blessed and may I feel safe. I forgot it last week and went right to the second one, and I felt a little off after that. You know, the order wasn't in place, so I get very nervous when things don't happen in their proper order, as everybody that is sharing a house with me for the last 2 months may realize. Let's take just one deep breath together. In through our nose, out through our mouth. Let's begin. So now we're going to start concentrating on our breath, clearing our mind, making ourselves still, stillness, quiet, calm in our mind, and allow everything to be just as it is for anything in your life. This is the time to clear yourself out so that when we're done with this, you can approach your fixing, but from a new perspective perhaps, or just from a calmer place. We're just allowing things to be just as they are, so our breath isn't pushed, just a regular breath. You're going to find your thoughts taking you away. Just bring yourself back with love and kindness, with chesed, from your emet, from your truth, which are all the thoughts that are swirling in your head. It's hard to turn that off. Just concentrate on each breath. What happens to your body on each breath? What's happening to your body? Is it tense? Just notice. There's no need to judge yourself at all in this next 20 minutes. What is, just is. For the remaining time we have, I invite you to offer yourself the feeling of blessing and the feeling of safety. And on each breath, offer this to yourself like, may I feel blessed. May I feel safe. Two of the things that come out of bonding with others is a sense of blessing. So whoever it was that you were thinking about, you do receive blessings from that relationship. And in addition, when we bond, it gives us a feeling of safety as well. So not only are we asking for our general lives to have blessing and for us to be safe from the world around us right now, also in our relationships, may I feel blessed. May I feel safe. So important to have people around us that make us feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed and safe. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. Let's offer that to ourselves for several breaths. Now, I invite you to invite someone to stand with you in your mind. Could be someone you thought about as you were thinking about in the humility in your bonding. Let's just put them right in front of us. And we say, may you feel blessed. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed and safe. I invite you to offer those feelings to the person you bond with, a person you bond with. We'll stay there for a couple of breaths. May you feel blessed. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed and safe. And now for a couple of breaths, let's bring it back to ourselves. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed and safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. Let's do that for a couple of breaths. And then just continue breathing, but take off the words and just concentrate on what your body's doing as you breathe. And just notice if you're feeling a little more relaxed than when we started. Simple being, breathing. Stories that I wrote 35 years ago, and one of the stories was about this boy who wasn't behaving. And so what did the parents do? They just started saying only nice things to the boy. And I mean, it was a comedy story, but the boy turned around and became, the most well-behaved person in the world. But I just think what the story iterates and what our meta reiterates is that if we hear positive things, if we ask for it of us, that in turn, indeed, we will feel better inside, and it will have an impact on us. So I hope that you're finding that's true. May you feel blessed. May you feel safe. Have a beautiful evening.
That was really lovely.